realistically like transformed everything for our business. It's an absolute no-brainer. And for me, it has realistically been a night and day difference from before when it was all organic on Instagram to now where we have an automated system that is generating quality leads. We're getting their emails, their phone numbers, building our CRM to this point where, like I mentioned, we've been working together for the last year. We have an email list built of over 10,000 Arizona business owners.
What's up, man? How are you today?
Doing fantastic. How you doing, brother?
Yeah, doing good, man. Well, cool. Well, so today we're going to jump in and do a little case study for DigiCast. So thanks for jumping on with us. First thing, I just wanted to have you tell everybody a little bit about you and what Arizona Entrepreneurs is.
For sure. So I created a community for business owners local here to Arizona. And really our main focus as an organization is bringing business owners together so they can build authentic connections and relationships that will help them in business and their personal life. And then in addition to that, to provide entrepreneurs with support with scaling their companies. So we also have a higher ticket mastermind to really support entrepreneurs with growing their businesses where they get private mentorship, coaching, masterminds, things of that nature. But it's all about just bringing entrepreneurs together to connect and giving them the tools, the resources, and the mentorship to scale up their companies.
How many people do you guys have on average at your events?
So the networking events, we do those on a monthly basis, and there's always over 200 people at the events. Our biggest one was 450 people, which was insane. But the events are pretty big scale for the public events that we do. And then we also have our private masterminds, and those are much more intimate every month with right around like 30 to 40 people at those events.
Amazing. So when it comes to lead generation and bringing new people into your community, before you were working with us, what were you guys doing to bring people in?
Man, it was super unorganized, to be honest. And I was very involved into the process of bringing people in. So we built up a decent audience on Instagram. So a lot of it was just organic with growing our brand on Instagram. But outside of that, like I said, I was very involved in the system to where I was like personally texting people, inviting them to events, sending out emails, calling people. Like it was just me kind of running the whole thing. And yeah, that's before we got onto the LinkedIn, and that's really helped us to create so much like automation and efficiency around sharing our message and what we're doing with the community.
That's perfect, man. Yeah, awesome answer. Yeah, that's basically what's going to be my next question is, what does it look like now that you guys have implemented, the C9 system when you're using LinkedIn?
It has realistically like transformed everything for our business because like I mentioned before, it was really one-dimensional where it was just on Instagram as far as how we were getting leads and people interested in what we're doing. But then when we went over to LinkedIn and setting up this automation process, it has allowed us to connect with like thousands of business owners every single month, sharing with them our message and everything that we're doing. So from a scalable standpoint, it's helped us to really just scale up our numbers. And we've been working with you guys for about the last year. And realistically, we have a form, like when people come to our events to see where they've come from, and at least 30 to 40% of our audience has come from LinkedIn. So that, yeah, exactly. That clearly goes to show that it's working.
Every time that I'm there, I'm like, how'd you hear about this? They're like, LinkedIn. It's like, oh, that's cool. And on the inside, I'm like,
yeah, yo.
That's amazing, dude. That's amazing. The other question was really kind of some of what you just answered. But in case there is something else added to it, what are some of the specific results that you guys have gotten by utilizing LinkedIn, just kind of as a whole?
Yeah. So specific results, we've enrolled a lot of people into our memberships from LinkedIn directly. So that's one huge thing, because before it was like they would have to come in person at the event, and then from there we would remarket to them and pitch the other membership offers that we had. So we're able to directly convert and get people interested in our membership opportunities. Like I said, 40% of our audience at the networking events, which is just huge because we have so many different ways that we can support entrepreneurs outside of just the networking events. So getting a ton of people in the room at the events leads to a lot of different opportunities there. And yeah, it's just been extremely valuable and helpful to have your dedicated team when it comes to messaging and adjusting and tweaking things to make sure that we're optimizing the LinkedIn automation service that we're using. So yeah, specific results, man. It's just grown our community huge as far as the people that are in the room, which then a lot of them end up joining memberships, becoming sponsors, and just becoming more involved with the community on a deeper level.
Amazing, man. The last question is just, if you were to talk to somebody, and I know I've heard you in person to this, if you were talking to somebody that was kind of on the fence about coming in and working with us, what would you say to them?
It's an absolute no-brainer. And for me, it has realistically been a night and day difference from before when it was all organic on Instagram to now where we have an automated system that is generating quality leads. We're getting their emails, their phone numbers, building our CRM to this point where, like I mentioned, we've been working together for the last year. We have an email list built of over 10,000 Arizona business owners. So that data for a company of your ideal clients is more valuable than anything. So for any B2B company where their customers are hanging out on LinkedIn, like this is the service that you need to be implementing, because at the end of the day, instead of running Facebook ads, like targeted Facebook ads where you have to spend an ad budget, this is essentially almost a free way to do it. As far as the softwares and services that you're using, you don't have overhead when it comes to that. So it's just on autopilot, building up our database and welcoming more people into the community. So if you have a B2B product or service, you have to be leveraging LinkedIn because it's a huge opportunity right now.
Amazing, man. Devin, you're awesome, dude. I appreciate you coming on, and that's really it. Nothing too crazy. Just love to document when people are winning, and it always just helps us bring in more people. So thanks for coming on today, dude.
Of course, brother. I appreciate you and your guys' mentorship and support with helping us really dial in our process. That's been more helpful than anything, because like I could try to do this all myself, but I am not an expert when it comes to marketing on LinkedIn. So being able to work with you guys, get your strategic mentorship has been extremely valuable and has helped us to get these results where we have a ton of people in our community, all from LinkedIn. So I appreciate you, brother.
Likewise.